Today I decided to do some chest and some legs, and that's just to start off my workout for the day. What I'll do is just pump out some reps and try to get some strength back in my bench press, because like I said a couple videos ago, my 275 bench press, I was only getting 5 to 7 reps, somewhere around there. It was just because I took that layoff because I had the flu for 3 weeks and was eating macaroni and cheese and grilled cheese sandwiches for quite a while, and then not eating intermittently until, you know, I got rid of the flu. Now I'm basically up to bench pressing a little bit heavier weight, so you'll see here that I'm actually getting more reps again. I believe I did a couple sets of 11 before it actually went down to 6 to 8, somewhere in that area. But the fact is that this happens, you know, when you get out of the groove, when you stop training for a period of time, you will lose your groove, but it doesn't mean you actually lost strength. It just means you've lost the coordination. So a lot of times people, they have a panic attack about it. They don't train for a week or two and then they lose some strength and like, oh my God, you know, what's going on? Well, a few things happen. You know, you lose your energy supply in the muscle, like your body basically gets rid of the carbs and stuff. You're not actually storing an energy source like the creatine for fuel and everything, because your body doesn't feel the need to make it, okay? It doesn't feel the need to pump that area up. So you all know this, like if you train successively for days in a row or weeks in a row, you start to look more pumped all the time. Well, that's because your muscle is actually storing energy, you know, through carbohydrates and creatine and all that sort of thing. So the fact is, once you stop training, you know, your body sometimes will leak some of that out. Sometimes your body will say, okay, well, let's just use this up or pee it out. You may notice that your actual energy goes down. You may notice that you don't feel like eating as much. Your appetite might go down as well, because there's not this pull from the muscles to say, feed me, right? It's kind of like Little Shop of Horrors, feed me, Seymour, right? So the fact is that when you stop training, you will lose your energy supply. Your energy supply will dwindle out because your body is not storing it anymore. And then you also will lose coordination. Sometimes you'll get out of touch. And for each person, this will be different. Some people, you know, within days, they feel like they've lost their groove. Other people, it'll be, you know, weeks or months before they feel like their groove is gone. Again, this is an individual thing. But the fact is, if you do feel like you have to take time off working out for any period of time, don't panic so much if you work back into it and you notice that you're not as strong as you were when you first quit. It's not that you've actually lost the strength, it's just that you have to become acclimated again and your body has to start storing fuel, okay? So as soon as you start training, your coordination's gonna increase, your fuel's gonna increase, and then your strength will come back, your reps will come back really quickly. So that's the nice part. That's what they call muscle memory. You know, it's that you basically train a few times and then bang, you're right back to where you were again. So the other body part I worked on today was legs. I decided to do some squats, and you'll notice that I'm a little tight, okay, when I'm doing these squats. Now I have an excuse for that. It's not because I'm an idiot, and it's not because I don't know how to train and all this kind of thing, you know, because it's the first thing that happens on YouTube. What happened was I actually was in a car accident a few days ago, and somebody ran a stop sign and just ran right into the side of my car. So that basically shifted my spine around quite a bit, and there is some inflammation going on right now, but the fact is that it feels okay enough to train light, okay? So I'm not pushing myself, as you'll notice. I'm just doing 225 for squats. I'm not doing 3 plates or 3.5 plates, or this is not a day to push yourself. So this is why I always talk to you about listening to your body. And when you listen to your body, it will take into account, you know, the events that happen. You know, sometimes somebody runs a stop sign. Sometimes you have a skateboarding accident. Sometimes you might be playing a sport and fall down or tweak something, or wrestling with a friend. The fact is that if you listen to your body, you won't have to worry about just following a set recipe and then basically ignoring what your body's telling you during the whole scenario. So on that note, today I've decided to do some light squats, and by the second or third set, I actually started to feel pretty good, you know, and I could feel that my hamstrings and my glutes were reacting. Sometimes they're spasming a little bit because they're trying to maintain the equilibrium in the area because something has shifted, and so now you have to retune the area because each muscle has to fire at a certain point and stretch at a certain point, and the tendon reflexes and the muscle spindle reflexes need to be reprogrammed. So you have to say, okay, here we go, here's how it goes, and you give a test run. It's kind of like tuning a guitar. That's exactly how your muscles are, and your ligaments and your tendons. They all have to be tuned. So if you get a real violent jolt, you know, that wouldn't be the best day for you to do a PR or a max lift. Okay, so just so you know, whenever I have a shift in my system, or say there's a trauma or an accident or something that happens, what I do is I have tuning days where, especially with the spine, that's the most important place, is that I'll do lighter weight and tune and make sure everything feels right and that the groove is perfect. And then when the groove feels good, then I can push myself in weight and intensity. So yeah, you can see that I'm just pumping blood in the area, and it feels great to do so. And in the end, if you do this right, it may actually assist in your recovery. Now, if you have a real serious injury, like I'm talking about a disc herniation or something like that, then I would recommend not doing anything at first until you're totally sure that you'll be okay, okay? So again, this is based on feel and based on your own experience. It's not like I'm saying to everybody, hey, you got an injury, go, just work through it. There are certain scenarios in which this is probably more dangerous than anything, okay? So yeah, consult a healthcare physician or somebody like that if you need to really find out for yourself, if you really are nervous and you know that something just doesn't feel right and the pain is too extreme. As a rule of thumb, if the pain is above 4 or 5, then it's probably not really the right day for you to be training. If the pain in the area is above 4 and 5 out of a scale of 1 to 10, okay? There are different types of pain. There are ligament pain, there are muscle pain, there's inflammation type pain. Because I've trained for so long, I could tell the difference between one pain or another, but it's common for beginners not to be able to tell. They think all pain is kind of the same thing and they lump it all in the same category, and there is such thing as good pain and then there's such thing as really bad pain. If you don't know how to determine the difference, then make sure you consult a healthcare physician or a professional of some kind before you make decisions based on training through an injury, okay? So anyway, I hope this helps, and yeah, this is my workout for the beginning of the day. And then later on, I'll do some back and some shoulders and some arms, but just light and just pump up the area. And yeah, I just wanted to share this with you and hope your training is going great, and take care for now.
Do it your way.
Now you know my name, calling me in a drought. I came to Ridge in 215 and sorted it all out.